I think it's time to get into the main topic of today, which is Mr. Kanye West,
Drum
a.k.a.
roll.
Ye.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeezy.
AKA Yeezus.
I got a new intro sound lined up for
Yeezy
it.
taught
Let's
me.
get into it.
That is not the same dude from Kanye's workout plan. That's
ain't.
not the same dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we all know, it's hard to avoid the news nowadays. Like, Kanye, a beloved figure for many, many years.
Oh, he's beloved.
Famous for events such as George Bush does not care about black people.
Yo.
That was
the
awesome.
Taylor Swift interruption during the
Beyonce.
fucking Grammys. Just iconic for many reasons. I think he's gotten a little too unstable.
Literally on Yeezus. You listen to the first song, he says, I pull up and park the Benz. We get this bitch shaking like Parkinson's. Come on.
Tell me that
Come
isn't
on.
the best bar you've
That's
ever
one of the
heard.
best bars I've ever heard to this day. Crazy.
But something happened. I think it was right at the divorce or separation with Kim where he just like went off the fucking deep end.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I do a bit about this on stage during my comedy sets, but I'm like, I think it's Pete Davidson's fault for fucking Kim Kardashian and like basically cucking Kanye. And then after I started doing that bit, I looked it up, and guess what ethnicity Pete Davidson is?
What?
He's Jewish.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He is?
He's Jewish.
I didn't know. Well, you know.
So, like, after I found that
I thought
out,
he was
I
from
was like,
Staten Island.
it all makes sense. Like, everything started clicking. Like, that's legitimately why he's on this shit, I think. Like, that's my conspiracy theory.
Maybe.
I mean, what other reason? What other reason would he have
Well,
to start getting
'cause he-
anti-Semitic?
Because he is plugged into that whole Hollywood scene, so it just takes like one like Jewish talent scout or whatever to piss him off.
Oh, so you're saying it's the Jews' fault?
Well, you just said it was some different Jew's fault.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
you said
saying-
it was a Jew's fault. And he
No,
said,
I'm not saying it's all the Jews. I'm saying it could be just like some random Jew in Hollywood. I'm not saying like it could
Well,
be.
I'm saying doesn't it make more sense that it would be Skeet? Because like if a Jew fucked my wife, I would get anti-Semitic too. Like it's
But
like
he's
that,
also saying that a NBA player fucked his wife as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Chris Paul.
Oh my god,
That's the one thing I
That's
do
just
like
hilarious.
about social media. The memes on that one.
Hey,
It's
that
like,
was good.
yeah.
It was like he's about to lose the only ring he has.
Dude, but like it's such a through line with like
fuck.
big celebrities nowadays because fucking Will Smith went off the wall,
Right.
slapped Chris Rock
that
because
shit was crazy.
of that Jada shit.
That was crazy.
When like fucking whoever that young rapper was literally piping
August
Jada.
Alsina,
Yeah,
who came
August
out
Alsina.
as bi. He has a boyfriend now.
Yeah, that's that shit.
Jada's so
wild.
toxic. She
Is
turned him over to
is
cock.
his boyfriend Will Smith's son?
Oh my
Running
god,
through the whole
Sounds very
family.
gay.
Fuck.
What's that
That's what I was
boy's
gonna
name?
Jaden.
Jaden Smith.
Oh my god, he's gonna. Yeah, I think August is gonna run through the whole family. Honestly,
Yo,
because he's
he's
gotten
probably
to,
unicorning for Will and Jada.
he's gotten to Jada. Rumor has it he might have gotten to Will.
Yo.
And now Jaden's out there. He's looking real vulnerable.
Honestly, that would be the least surprising celebrity news to find out that Will
Yeah.
is secretly gay.
And Will-
I get those vibes from him.
And Willow Smith is what, 20 now? I mean, she's old enough.
Well, like-
This dude's looking her up too. He's gonna shoot that shot.
Fucking Bert Kreischer has a story about Will Smith like trying to fuck him, like when he was like in his early 20s. Like the movie Van Wilder was based off of Bert Kreischer. Like he was the inspiration for that. So there's a period where he was like kind of underground famous, and he had this dinner meeting with Will Smith, and went to dinner with him, and like apparently like he tried to fucking pull a move on him. So like
Yo,
there's like some evidence that
Dude,
Will might be playing for.
I've been a
teens.
self-proclaimed conspiracy theorist for about probably since 2009, 2010.
That's a good time to get into him.
Bro,
Yeah,
you
that
know
was
what
the
I mean?
golden age.
Yeah.
2009, 2010.
Infowars going strong.
Bro, sacrifices to get to the top, reptilian theories, all that shit.
Jay-Z holding up the diamond.
Yo, little by little, I was just like, oh shit. So, like the ties to anti-Semitism were like, you know, I didn't know.
These roots run
You know
deep
what I
for you.
mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's what that was. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, oh no, they really believe, you know, that there's this all-powerful conglomerate of Jewish folks that are just like looking out for each other and screwing the rest of the world.
I think they got it all wrong. I don't think it's any one group. I don't think it's like the Jews. I don't think it's like the Illuminati. I don't think it's like white people. I think it's just like a class thing.
Right.
Because like when you're rich, you're gonna look
Yeah.
out for your rich friends,
Right.
no
Yeah,
matter who they are.
Exactly. It's Jewish nepotism. I don't think it's a conspiracy.
Or white nepotism or
Yeah,
black
white nepotism, right,
like
but in this
any
specific
sort of
example.
nepotism that breeds itself. Like if you come from old money, you're gonna care about your
Yeah,
family,
exactly.
like
For
staying
sure.
wealthy.
Exactly.
And
I'll
you're
make
gonna
sure.
like if you're in Congress, you're gonna fucking let your cousin slide through with some insider
yeah.
trading or whatever the fuck.
My whole thing is like, I'm in a frat or whatever. If I had $1 million, one of my frat brothers needs a little loan.
A small loan of $1 million.
No, if I have $1
Small
million
one.
and he needs a small loan of, let's say, 50 grand, I probably won't charge him interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe 2 points
know?
on that one.
Like super.
Why did you choose that voice, Ramon? Why did you choose that voice?
I don't know. Just want to shake things up a little bit.
And so for me, I just look at it like class, nepotism, tribalism, all of those things,
yeah.
and all of those things.
It's all
are human
compounding.
nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I don't get it why the media and like the anti-defamation, like all these people, like all they ever do when someone like Kanye or Ye or whatever comes out with like these statements, like they just say, "Oh, it's not true and it's hurtful." It's like actually put out like the evidence for why these things are the way they are, because it's like there's actual like academic theories as to why. Like in some industries, there's like disproportionate amount of Jewish people. Like it's because literally like it goes back to like the medieval or even before that times when it's like the non-Jewish religions like Catholicism and like Christianity and stuff, like they were very against usury or like interest rates and stuff like that. And the Jews, I'm not saying they were necessarily like big fans of it, but they weren't saying you were going to hell if you were doing this. So back then, like it was like, well, if anyone's going to be out there in the business of like giving out loans and charging interest, it's going to be the people who think they aren't going to hell for it.
Right.
And then also like their whole religion is based on like actually reading their Torah or like their Bible or whatever. And it's like all the other religions, like they didn't give a fuck if everyone who showed up to mass was illiterate. Like the only person who
You pay your tithes.
yeah, exactly.
And go to fuck home.
exactly. The only person who had to know how to read was like the guy sitting up on the pulpit. So
Right.
it's like if like every Jew knows how to read because it's how they actually like practice their religion, then yeah, they're gonna be smarter than you and know how to like fucking like make money over these fucking idiots who like have fucking plague fleas on them and can't read. It's like it's that like it's not controversial. Like it makes a lot of sense. Like good for them for fucking like getting in back then because it's like that's literally how it works.
Right.
Yeah, so Ramon's argument could be best summed up as like it's a meritocracy thing. Like Jewish people had to do usury and like these business practices to survive, and then over generations, like they got so good at it that they just like ended up being in charge of
like,
world finance.
Yeah, if 10 generations of people have been running like the little village bank, then like I'm gonna be doing that too. Like,
Absolutely.
that's just,
Yeah, and there's a way to separate like culture from practices. Like the Rothschilds are like well known in the conspiracy world as being like evil Jews or whatever, but like it's not necessarily because they're Jewish. It's because they're fucking rich and like they have the power to do whatever the fuck they want. It's not because they're Jews. It's because
It just
like,
happened to be.
they just happen to be.
they just happen to be right.
My argument is it's a coincidence.
Matt playing defense for his people.
Well, listen,
yo,
I'm going to go on offense
fucking
against
suck.
Orthodox Jews later, so we're going to balance it out. DK's like, I'm not sure I want to get involved in this. I don't want to become like
you see
Kanye.
Charlemagne?
Charlemagne the
He
God,
was
yeah.
trying to like dance around saying certain shit. Well, I'm just saying, man, you just gotta be.
I love
I mean,
This is a pro Charlemagne
Yeah,
podcast.
Charlemagne's
yeah,
a friend
you know
of the
what?
pod,
He's from
He's from South
Monk's Corner,
Carolina.
South Carolina. I used
Yeah.
to live in that city.
Really?
I went to that. I didn't go to that high school.
Yeah.
I went to a neighboring high school.
Oh, okay.
He went, but it was all in the same county.
Yeah.
He's got me by a few years though.
Yeah. He's been in the game for a while.
For a long
He has
time,
been,
back
yeah.
when he was dealing with Wendy Williams and all that, man. He was on the radio in South Carolina, or she was on the radio down there.
Sniffing
But
J-Lo's seat. Yeah.
I think
Yo, Sean, he had to grow on me, man. He really did have to grow on me over the years.
I could see that. Yeah.
we've been alluding to it a little bit, but I think the meat of the topic that we want to talk about is the recent Alex Jones interview that he was on.
Bro.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
That was a turning point.
Yeah.
Point USA, baby.
He went wild. Dude, all I'm going to say is when Alex Jones has to tell you to chill out, like, that's when you know.
I love that. The nervous laugh from Alex Jones.
Literally.
Hey, you can say whatever you want. But,
He's like, oh, okay, I don't know. We're going to go to break,
I
guys.
hate Nazis.
Well, I think two things can be true. They had cool uniforms, but they were bad.
Alex Jones gave Ye so many outs, and he just kept going on that freeway.
No.
Alex Jones tried to give him like, oh yeah, the Hugo Boss. Like you can like the architecture in the Hugo Boss, but like Hitler was a bad guy. And Kanye's just like, no, I like Hitler.
I love, and again, if I had to put on my conspiracy theorist defend Kanye hat, I'm pretty sure I could come up with something. You know what I mean?
Skeet's to blame.
But watching this happen, at first it was like, oh shit. Yep. It's about to happen, y'all. Kanye's gonna drop the fucking bomb. He's gonna blow the whole shit open. You know what? And then it was just like, yo, that left that you made, yo.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going now. I have absolutely no clue where the Kanye train, where the Yeezy train is headed.
What makes it sad is like he was like totally incoherent. Like,
he's like crazy, bona fide crazy man. Like if he was doing that on a street corner instead of on Alex Jones, people would look at that and they wouldn't call him anti-Semitic. They'd be like, "This guy's fucking crazy."
He's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, man.
That's why I feel bad for him more than anything, because like he's clearly just going through like a continuous manic episode, and like people are taking advantage of it. Like Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos.
Well, Milo,
like,
I think
they look uncomfortable.
I think Milo's been booted from the campaign. It's a recent development.
I believe it,
because he's just like a career-long grifter. He's this guy who literally married a black guy, talked about how much he loved black cock, and then like recently he's like, no, actually,
I wish you could see DK's face right now. He's just like grimacing,
and now he's like, actually, I prayed the gay away, and my black husband's now just my roommate.
I'm not gay no more.
He's like, I just have a roommate now who has a big black juicy cock, but I'm straight now, guys.
But I'm not thinking about it.
I'm not gay. Well, I forgot that dude's name. He said that shit at a church. I'm not gay no more.
That's like 1,000 fucking evangelical grifters who are like, sign up for my $2,000 conversion therapy camp.
My DM blew up when Kanye was like, my mom was sacrificed, because in the 2009 conspiracy theorist school of thought, like that was a big thing. Like, was Aaliyah a sacrifice? Was Lisa Left Eye Lopez a sacrifice? Did Jennifer Hudson sacrifice her? And so when he said that, it was like, yo, he's about to blow the lid off. He's about to blow the lid off. And then that MK Ultra shit.
His programming kicked in.
And that's the other thing too, because he's a celebrity. It's like he clearly needs some form of medication, something going on. But at the same time, when you're a celebrity, the fucking concoction of meds they put you on has to be unreal, where it's like you're not even the same person anymore. So I can like empathize with him not wanting to take his meds, because like if he was a normal person who just had like, whatever Blue Cross Blue Shield through his employer, they're like, all right, we're going to give you some, mood balancing fucking drugs or whatever, and you'll be semi-normal. But like whatever those weird secretive like rehab centers they have in fucking Hollywood are, like, I don't want to know what goes on behind those doors. Like, they probably try to fucking lobotomize him and shit.
Right.
Well, yeah, even with just like fucking Hollywood workout routines, obviously they're putting those motherfuckers on steroids that aren't even available on the market yet.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way that Chris Pratt like got fit in like a month that quickly, just like dieting.
Here is, I'm gonna say 2 words to describe celebrity, really, really rich people, access to healthcare, and as compared to the rest of us. You ready for those 2 words? Magic Johnson. Like, dude.
Whenever I think of Magic, I just think of the South Park episode where they're like, the cure to AIDS is
the
money.
I just sit here laying next to all my piles of money.
That's the only thing I can think of that's any different.
Shit is different, yo. And the idea, like, I couldn't imagine it. But if I had to, I have people in my family who believe that Magic Johnson was offered a deal he couldn't refuse. And that if Magic Johnson never had AIDS, I got AIDS. And it's like, I know you couldn't afford the Magic Johnson medicine, so maybe he does it.
AIDS is just a state of mind, folks.
I don't know what places to go with that, but AIDS is different, man.
Fuck, yeah. That's crazy.
But yeah, with the whole Kanye shit, dude, like I said,
just the details of that interview, everything was perfect, like from a comedic sense. Like he had the fucking black mask on.
I didn't get any of it. I was, man.
I don't think anyone was supposed to understand any of it.
I was so disappointed.
No,
the fucking Net and Yoo-Hoo shit, where he brought props on like he's fucking Carrot Top. Like, If he wasn't insane and he did that as a bit, like I would genuinely think Kanye was one of the best comedians
He's
ever.
a comedic genius.
If it was coherent, it would be great. Because like just the thought of like I'm gonna bring a net and a yoo-hoo on the Alex Jones stage and do prop comedy about the Jews.
The former prime minister of Israel.
Yo,
like
I sat there.
The
like,
best comedian in the world couldn't think of that in 1,000 years.
Like, yo,
if
this
they
is a
tried.
car crash turned car fire. Turn somebody yelling, "Stop, drop, and roll!" because somebody's running across the road, ablaze.
I appreciate that you didn't say train wreck because there's some directions you could go with that.
Nah, no, thank you.
In the Jewish direction.
I already heard you talk about On the Way to Auschwitz. Like, no, I'm a fan of Matt North comedy.
Yeah,
and that made me like look around at the room, like, who's hearing me listen to this? The guy saying this joke is Jewish, by the way.
Yeah, it's all for y'all. It's all for the closeted anti-Semites in the audience.
Which is literally like what 18% of our audience is from Israel, so the other 82%, the closet anti-Semites.
Listen, I'll say it again. Larry David once said, "Anti-Semitism is the cornerstone of comedy for Jews," and he's right because it is funny.
That guy's ahead of the time. He had those fucking FTX commercials where he's like, no, I don't think I'll be investing in you.
Larry David literally he got his bag predicting that FTX was a scam. And that rocks.
And he probably genuinely believed that. Like, he's like, here's these fucking nerds like paying me millions of dollars to do a crypto Super Bowl commercial. Like, I don't believe in this. Like, you're going to pay me real money. I'm not taking crypto. And he's like, so, yeah, no, you guys are fucking full of shit. And they're like, oh, this is perfect. And then they just fucking went belly up. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man. I used to be a hardcore crypto believer. Not so much anymore.
Nowadays,
I don't think it's going to be in my lifetime. I don't think it's going to happen quick enough for it to matter to me.
I made my bag. I made like $400 off of crypto.
Oh, I made a whole lot of money off of it.
Yeah, some people
and then
did.
I realized that.
I respect it, but like at the same time, like I don't think crypto is stable enough to like make money reliably.
And by the time any crypto is like stable, it's just going to be a government-backed coin anyways. Like,
decentralization is almost a myth and for us right now.
Yeah, it's impossible.
So many other things have to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like what's stopping the United States from making their own fucking cryptocurrency?
Nothing.
We have to modernize.
We could be on a future like credit system in like 100 years.
It's all fiat anyways. It's basically crypto when you fucking
when you don't have anything real to back it up, like the gold standard. Then you're fucked. I mean,
the banks only have to keep 10% of everything deposited,
right, for the fractional reserve.
Like, so everything else is basically crypto.
And so that's the thing that I was liking about it was that if it was going to be adopted, the supply was controlled in such a way that somebody can't say, I need $1 million, print. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To super simplify things, but man, I can't really talk about crypto too much without crying.
Too many bad memories.
Yeah,
I got out of Dogecoin right before the Elon Musk SNL shit.
So for me, Doge and another coin called Verge were the ones that made me a lot of money. But I got the hell out of Doge.
Yeah, right before the SNL episode.
I didn't get to the peak. But
I know comedy well enough that I was like, Elon Musk is going to bomb this shit. So I'm going to get out right before the episode goes up. And shit worked out. I made like $400, which isn't a ton of money, but it's more than I've made on the stock market. So I was happy with it.
Well, it's funny because like the 2008 crash, it was basically early crypto too, because it's like the whole idea is that like banks didn't have to keep really anything in their, in the actual bank. Like it's only like 10% needs to be secure. And like the rest, they were just gambling on these fucking like bundles of mortgages that got so complicated. No one knew what the fuck they actually were buying, which is what crypto is. Right. It's like basically nobody knows what the fuck it is. It's just like, oh, here's a blockchain. Here's like fucking, here's money that's generated by fucking graphics cards. Like I don't know what the fuck
with
it
NFTs.
is.
That's why I'm pissed off by that shit. Because it's like, oh, it's a money making like strategy, and it's like you don't even know what the tech side of the NFT part actually is. You're just talking bullshit because you want to do a scam.
It's just for the normal person. None of that shit is any like the normal person can't see the difference between any of it. You have to be way
boss,
up there in order to see like the transfer of wealth going from central banks to these eggheads or whatever.
Yeah.
And as a
whoever has the most money is going to make the most money off of anything.
That won't change.
Off of anything.
Right.
Like my boss was fucking hyping up NFTs. My ex-boss, when I was working in insurance, he was like hyping it up. Like this motherfucker works in insurance. He doesn't know a goddamn thing about NFTs. He's just like, this is the next wave. You guys got to ride it. I have $40,000 in NFTs right now. And it's like, motherfucker, you did like maybe 10 minutes of research. And he still made money off of it. Because like, of course, like when you have that much money in any one like type of investment and you're good at investing because you probably have like insider trading tips from your buddies, like you're going to make money. Yeah. So like the people who have money are going to make money and the people who don't are going to get fucked over. Like that's the through line with any sort of Bitcoin or NFT scam.
I just wiped the tear away.
Yeah,
because there were plenty of scams in the crypto world.
Oh,
there are so many.
BitConnect,
Connect, baby. Yo, the BitConnect shit. I know some people who lost. I know some people who lost a lot of money fucking with BitConnect. The crazy shit was I know people who made a ton of money, present company included, on BitConnect. It was like, oh shit, that's it. You know what I mean?
I mean, some people get lucky.
That easy, and that's all it really was. And once I realized that, it was like, oh man, I'm out of this thing.
Unless you have like insider trading connections, nobody can like predict the future.
It. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you have to have like a crystal ball for that shit, and nobody really does. Yeah. But anyways, back to Kanye because we've been in a little economics corner for a little bit.
It's all good,
but
crunching the numbers.
Like the aftermath of that Alex Jones interview was entertaining in and of itself. Like reactions from the black community were mixed.
Right.
Mixed.
They will be.
Black people are not a monolith. Okay.
We are not. In my own family, we have varying opinions of Kanye. Yeah. My sisters be like, yo, don't fucking bring that motherfucker up to me, man. I don't give a shit about
the leftists are all like, oh, Kanye's canceled. And then there are like the black Israelites who are like, he got a point. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Put on those purple robes. Come over.
I know some black Israelites personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody knows a few. I'm a Yakubian myself.
Yeah. I have a pair of
all right, y'all. DK Jeffers is out of here.
Hey, I have a pair of Kyries. Do I count?
Yo, Kyrie, and Kyrie, Kanye, Chappelle. I'm a fan of all three of these.
Yeah, it's conflicting because like I've been a fan of Chappelle since I was like 4 years old.
Chappelle a black Israelite now?
Nah, he just said like during his SNL monologue, he was like kind of defending Kanye a little bit. He was like,
they're close. They're like friends.
Yeah, he was like, you know, when people bring up Jews, like it's just a coincidence. But like, yeah, he was just saying some shit that was like sort of on Kanye's side, but not really. Like I wasn't offended by it much. Because, like, it is a point that you can make. Like, it's sort of anti-Semitic a little bit. But, like, unless you're being like, let's kill all the Jews, I don't have a problem with people, like, saying, like, oh, yeah, let's point out that there are, like, a predominant number of Jews in, like, banking and entertainment and all these different fields. So, I don't have a problem
I look at it like the amount of anti-black shit you got to say in order to be pegged, bam, racist, and you got to pay for it is way more than the amount of anti-Jewish shit that you got to get that stamp for. You know what I mean? And for me, that's a black problem. It's like, yo, we need to be a little bit more upset when motherfuckers are saying fucked up shit about us. You know what I mean? Not that it's like, oh, the Jews control the world. It's like, nah, they are taking control of their image. You know what I mean? And they will not allow that shit to be played with.
Right.
As a community.
Which makes sense because, like, with the Holocaust and shit, like, they have to be on guard.
Yeah.
A little bit. Because they're like, oh, we got one time.
Yeah.
So, like,
we were caught lacking.
to say.
I always look at folks like, hey, yo, we went through our own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Slavery, then the Jim Crow shit, all the black codes, all of that. So even amongst black people, like, you think of the worst anti-Semitic thing you can say, and you probably won't hear that come out of the mouth of a Jewish person.
Right.
But if you think about the most anti-black shit you can say, and you heard it on stage at somebody's comedy club from the mouth of a black person, that's the issue. You know what I mean?
Like Chris Rock's whole fucking career is based on that.
Yeah, it's a lot of these dudes, you know, just the N-word in and of itself. It's like, yo, if we were going to take the mindset of Jewish people, there would be no more N-word coming out of black folks' mouth.
Are you in that camp of like nobody should say the N-word?
I'm in the camp of, yo, say whatever your ass can handle. Don't let your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash.
If you can't rap, you can't say the N-word.
If you can't rap, you can't say it. It's a bunch of black people.
I think that's fair.
Fuck.
So
I got a SoundCloud mixtape.
Well, that's
if you got to rap. So then you start adding on. If you can't rap, you can't say it. But if you can't fight, you shouldn't say it.
Yeah, true.
Technically, anyone can say the N word.
Yeah,
it's just
Yeah.
whether you can back it up.
Matt
or not.
says that to himself a lot.
No,
Then he starts going on these crazy
What a
rants.
fucking liar, dude. What a fucking...
Gotta get one in every
Yeah,
episode. 'Cause
truth.
Ramon,
The truth of the app.
no, Ramon acts up, and I gotta put him in his place with the Hassan sound clip.
Hassan will never put me in my place.
I sat there watching, going back full circle almost. I watched the Alex Jones interview with Kanye West on 2X, of course. I would put it on 1.5 at times.
Of course.
And I was like, yo, the voice of reason in this situation has said in the past that there are aliens living amongst us who can shapeshift into, what's the Spider-Man lizard dude's name?
Fucking
Doctor whatever his name was.
Dr. Lizardius,
Some shit like
some
that.
shit like that.
Yo, the voice of reason in this room is a dude who has gone on record at saying that shit is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all
The
of
guy
these
who owes $1 billion for saying that like Sandy Hook was fake.
Yeah.
We have
Is being the voice of reason.
animal
And-
human hybrids walking
And so
the street.
my brand of conspiracy theorism, right, if I may make up that shit, is that I just don't believe the news I don't take the news at face value.
Yeah, nobody should.
You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I can see what you're saying, that what they're presenting to us is no more absolutely true than my mom telling me certain shit growing up. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
they make it seem like if you don't trust the news, that is a conspiracy because they want you to fucking believe
Right.
everything they say.
And the history of this country is such that I have no reason to believe what I'm told 100%.
You don't trust everything that Don Lemon says?
Don Lemon told me that the coronavirus was the worst thing that ever happened to the world in our lifetime. And then he said, but we'll be right back after these messages. It was like, yo, when Obama said that he killed bin Laden, we couldn't see anything else for that hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, that was like all that was.
That
on
was
news.
all, and that's how I always judge it. You know what I mean? If you got time to tell me that I should switch to Geico to save 15% on my car insurance in the middle of telling me about a worldwide emergency, then I don't believe it's that serious.
I think that's why Generation Z is so lost because like we don't trust the media. Like we grew up with the internet where you could just listen to or hear 1,000 different opinions on whatever, and like there's so many different views on things that like the truth, quote unquote, is like not said. Like it's whatever people's perceptions of an incident are. So like there's so many people who are just disaffected by that, and they're like, oh, okay, like Fox News and CNN have like two totally different viewpoints on what's going on.
Balanced if you watch both.
Yeah. Oh my God. I dated a girl in high school and her dad was the biggest fucking idiot on the planet. He was like, I watch CNN and Fox News, so I know what's going on. And it's like, no.
Oh, fuck.
He's like, I have a balanced and non-biased view of the world. And it's like, both of those things are run by like two guys.
I've seen heads and tails of a quarter, so I know what coins look like.
Yeah, literally. But
oh, fuck.
yeah.
But that to me is how a person like Kanye West can go so far. Is that you already have increasingly skeptical public, right? And you have some of the skepticism being proven to be like legitimate. Like, no, you probably shouldn't believe that. You heard about Tuskegee, you heard about this, you heard about that, and so a Kanye West can gain some traction because you have so many people in the world right now that are skeptical and looking for the truth, the truth seekers and things like that out there. And then you
Matt
get
was seeking
Kanye
the
West
truth on January 6th. He was there.
No,
He was there.
No.
What a fucking liar, dude.
I saw you next to Jerry Jones too.
That is true. I did see that.
I synced you.
Yeah.
I synced it.
I don't know how far Kanye is going to get in the elections because I think he's genuinely like mentally unwell. So I don't know what that says for him being president. Like we've seen with Trump, like anything can happen. Like he could be president.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California.
Yeah, I don't know if Kanye should be president, but I think it would be funny.
Reality TV.
Like Bernie's not running. Like if Bernie was running, I would vote for him. But like fuck it, nobody else is running.
Trump's
Trump's
boring now.
Trump's
That's the
boring.
word on the street.
Especially compared to Kanye West these days.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's
did you hear about Kanye asking Trump to be his
vice
VP? And Trump was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
He literally brought two fucking like borderline Nazis with him to fucking Mar-a-Lago and was like, "Mr. Trump, serious question for you. Would you consider being my vice president?" And
It's like you.
Yeah. And then
Have you not seen the Trump 24
Yeah.
signs out?
It's like I
You
know,
don't
but
got
I
a
thought
shot.
that was for like because I'm running in 2024. So
apparently, Trump and Nick Fuentes hit it off though. Like
Oh, yeah?
Trump really likes Nick
That's-
Fuentes.
that's the rumor,
like the cut
yeah.
of his jib or whatever.
He's-
Dude, Nick Fuentes is on the come up, and I don't know how I feel about it because
Yeah.
I think he's annoying and
Yeah.
closeted gay.
To me, he just popped up out of nowhere.
I think he's
Yeah,
It was like, yo, who is this dude?
What-
Have you
what's the,
seen the Jimmy Kimmel? Like he's mainstream now. Like Jimmy Kimmel did like
Yeah.
a bit about him on stage, which was funny.
the yay effect.
It was just like playing a clip of Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes, we talked about him a bit on the show, but he's like closeted gay. Like this is
I think
this is documented.
I think he's gay, or was he? I don't know what the PC term for it is, but like you like chase trans women.
A chaser. Yeah,
Chaser,
that's
yeah.
the appropriate term.
Yeah. Okay.
For liking trans women?
Well, yeah, because I think he
Like
got
specifically,
caught.
yeah.
I think he
yeah.
got caught with like trans porn on
I
his
think he
browser or
did.
something.
Yeah, which is pretty mainstream.
And also he
nowadays.
said some like sus things, and like the Jimmy Kimmel bit, he did like an opener about Nick Fuentes, which really showed like how popular and mainstream he's becoming, which like I don't know how I feel about that. Jimmy Kimmel was like, "Oh, he's an anti-vaxxer. He denies COVID," and it's like that's the worst thing you can say about Nick Fuentes. Like, the motherfucker is literally like saying race mixing is a sin.
Yeah, he says that,
and like the
yeah.
U.S. should be a Catholic ethno state
yeah.
and shit like that. And that's he says the N-word on his stream, and that's the worst thing that you can say about him, Jimmy Kimmel.
Man.
And then he played a clip of Nick Fuentes saying like, "Actually, it's gay to date women," and
Yeah.
that was hitting the gotcha, which was funny. Like I'll
Oh,
admit,
fuck.
Oh, he stole that from a movie called Coffee Town.
yeah,
You saw that
Oh, he
movie?
did?
yeah.
Where the dude's like liking girls is gay. Like, they're all soft and pink.
Yeah, he was
He's
doing a
like,
bit.
It's like, you fuck a dude.
That's manly. Yeah.
That's some manly
oh
shit.
my god.
So Nick Fuentes is like on the come up now, so we might have to do an episode on him at
Yeah,
some
I'm
point.
going to
one
have
on
to look
Nikki.
into it. You know, like these days, the turnover rate for, you know, who, like the velocity, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's so much information,
it's
and
like
it's
things
coming
are
at
it's moving so fast.
such a volume that it's
And-
hard.
And by the time, for somebody who's not like on social media in the ways that I probably should, you know, pursuing comedy.
No, you shouldn't be.
Like by the
honest.
time
No,
I
it's
get
better
a,
to not
by
be.
the time I get a hold of some of these things, it's like, oh, that person, like the Andrew Tate thing,
yeah.
like Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit podcast, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Those are things that I was secretly watching. Like, yo, when I get my shit together, I'm gonna shit on these bitches. Fuck these bitches. You know what I mean? I can't wait to be a high value man. I'm about to shit on bitches. You know, red pill it down. You know what I mean? That's but we all went through that.
Yeah.
But there just wasn't anything for the dude who just got dumped for being a piece of shit to
Yeah.
go to social media
Right. Right.
and
Yeah.
say, oh man, there's a whole community of dudes that say they're not gay that also say, man, fuck these bitches. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And
To
that-
hell with them hoes.
That's actually a great connector to the next episode because we're going to talk
Well, that's
about
what future's for, right?
we're going to talk about incels and all that shit a little bit on the dating advice episode. Stay tuned for that.
Yo, man, I got some jokes about the Kevin Samuel shit. Like, I be hearing some dudes talk about that, and it's like, yo, you do know that if you've ever sat through a 3-hour Kevin Samuels live episode, he wasn't fucking talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way that you can say, I've never missed an episode of Kevin Samuels, and he was fucking talking to you. He wasn't talking to you. Half of you dudes, you know,
Yeah.
you're only paying 43% of the bills because she makes 57% of the money. He wasn't fucking talking to you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But this red pill shit, like everything else, from the Bible on up, like you pick and choose the parts of it that you want to fucking run with.
Everybody
rock with it,
develops.
yeah.
Everybody develops their own view of the world. There's no one
Right.
definite truth to the world. I think the red pill and the blue pill is like sort of an outdated idea of like how to view the world, and I think it
Yeah.
is just like tribalism and shit.
If you're giving me two choices, I know you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You
know
The
what I'm
world
saying?
is your oyster.
You got to think inside the box or outside the box. Like, who the fuck built the box? Where they at? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did want to talk a
take
little
some
bit.
box.
I did want to talk a little bit about reactions from the Jewish community because those were funny too. Like I saw this insider video of like they went to an Orthodox Jewish convention and like asked people's opinions on Kanye, and it was so fucking funny, dude.
God.
The Israeli Orthodox Jews were obviously the most aggressive. They were like, Kanye, he need to apologize for his actions. He needs to go to Israel, see us kill the Palestinian children.
Yeah, that'll change his mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
and he need to regret what he do. The American Orthodox were a bit more friendly. They were like, oh, you know, I take Kanye and give him some gefilte fish and some
Yeah.
bagels and lox, and I
give
think
him
that
a-
would change his mind. You know,
Discount
I
on
think
his
we can bring
rent?
him back.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, I know you got something. I know you got a path for that.
Discount his rent.
yeah.
Wow.
That's Ramon.
That
But-
wasn't DK. I
What can
promise.
say? I'm pretty sure she's got a place in Tribeca. Just saying.
If I fuck this model and she just bleached her asshole and she just had Seder dinner,
Yep.
it's after Passover. No. Dude, I do want to give Kanye a little bone here because, like, I don't like.
You got a lot of
I don't like
you wanna give a
Orthodox
lot of
Jews very
guys
much.
bones.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, Orthodox Jewish cuisine fucking sucks. It's awful. Kosher food is just regular food with a bunch of rules on it.
Yeah, it
Like-
looks pretty bad.
Have you ever heard of cholent?
No.
Bro, you're about to learn some shit. Cholent is the nastiest shit on the planet. Cholent. CHO.
No, you don't got to even spell it. The algorithm
L-E-N-T.
heard you already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Cholent.
gross as fuck. It's literally it only exists because Jewish people can't cook on the Sabbath. That's the reason why it exists. It's like overnight stew. It's got fucking boiled eggs, carrots, and like fucking hamburger meat, whatever the fuck. It's nasty as fuck. I've tried it before. It's disgusting, and I hate it. Like Jewish cuisine.
What is Shabbat?
Shabbat? It's the Jewish day of rest. It's Saturday.
Oh, so they just moved the fucking H. Because if you take the S, if you
Yeah.
take the H from the S and put it at the end, you get Sabbath.
Here's something to thank Jews for. Like, Jews are sort of responsible for like the Saturday, Sunday, like get off of work thing.
Oh, word.
Because like that's their whole thing. Is
That's
like
weird. I
they
still
can't
get
work on the Sabbath. But like Orthodox Jews take it to the extreme. Like on the Sabbath, like Orthodox Jews aren't allowed to like touch light switches. Like they can't turn on or off any lights in
These
their
guys
house.
are like fucking Better Call Saul's brother.
Yeah, literally.
What the fuck?
But like, if you ever live next to an Orthodox person and they ask you to like come in their house and like switch on or off a light switch, that's why. Because it's the Sabbath
I'll
and
do
they
it for a
literally
price.
can't touch it.
I'll do it for a price.
I thought my family was crazy because we couldn't, we had to eat leftovers on Sunday because they would make Sunday dinner on Saturday because of the Sabbath. And
Yeah.
you had to get your clothes off the clothesline. Yes, the clothesline. That's how old I am. You
Yeah.
had to get your clothes off the clothesline on Saturday because you couldn't do any
Get the pie off the windowsill,
yeah.
that sort of shit.
And I remember working at a store one time, and the lady wanted to post date her check on the Sunday. She wanted to post date the check to Monday because it was the Sabbath. It was like, yeah, I don't think that's how God works, but as long as it's not going to bounce, like it's 4:00 on Sunday. This check is not going to see anybody who cares about it until tomorrow anyway.
Oh, fuck.
I'll tell y'all a story. I was raised Baptist, but like even in
You
Christian,
are an increasingly complex person, bro.
Yeah.
Like
well, everyone's a special little snowflake.
the
That's
last
the
week or
secret.
so, it's like I found out a lot about Matt North.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
But I was raised Baptist, but there was this Christian lady, apparently in like hardcore Christian circles, like they like adopt Jewish traditions for some reason. They're like, oh, we want to do like Passover dinner and shit like that. So like the one Seder dinner I ever did was at this like Southern Baptist lady's house. Like she talked like this.
Jesus.
She had a Southern drawl. I think
she
she was
black or
from Louisiana. She was white.
Okay.
Only time I've ever worn a yarmulke, and like Seder dinner is the biggest bullshit on the planet. It's so fucking boring. Like there's a bunch of like rituals and shit to it. Like the traditional dinner plate is like the worst food you can imagine. Like it's literally like depression food.
Oh,
Like
no.
it's like a single boiled egg, like a piece of lettuce, a single like chicken wing, just like the worst plate. It was so bad that like, and literally, I'm not fucking with you. There's literally like a cup that's just filled with salt water that you like dip your pinky into to like get the salt flavor. And like you dip your finger into like the wine, and there's a bunch of tradition to it. It was so bad that like after we got done with that, we were just like, okay, let's have the real food now. And we got like lasagna and fucking turkey and shit out. Like just had a Christmas dinner afterwards. But like
for actual
Christ.
meal.
that's the bone I have to pick with like Orthodox Judaism is it's fucking boring. Like the
Yeah.
food is bad. Like usually people think of Jewish food, they think of like bagels and lox, like
Right,
fucking
right.
gefilte fish,
No,
matzo balls.
that's the fun Jews.
That's the
Yeah.
fun Jews. Like that's shit they picked up, like getting kicked out all over the world, going to like different places. Like they picked that shit up in like Russia, Europe, all the Germany, like fucking Katz's Deli.
So you're saying the way to get good food is to discriminate against Jews?
I mean, I'm not saying that, but like if
Oh.
there were a way to like push Jews to Asia and get like Chinese Jewish fusion,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
Wow, some kosher
So,
orange chicken.
I'm about to say about that. It's like because I grew up in New Jersey, and there's a lot of like Muslims, and so like
In Jersey?
New Jersey, New York, plenty.
I guess that makes
No,
sense.
no,
man,
black
remember
Muslims.
they were celebrating 9/11 on the rooftop.
Nah,
According to Trump.
I mean black Muslims, like in the New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia area,
Oh yeah, that does make sense.
and it's like a lot of halal places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a halal version of Pizza Hut, where it's like, yo, this crust is delicious, but the pepperoni's not pork. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And somebody pointed out to me that on the food that we eat, you see a U or a K or whatever, and it lets
Yeah.
folks know like what's okay to eat and what's not.
Damn.
But I was always wondering, like, what's the big difference between halal and kosher?
I think it's more or less the same thing because they're both.
I just wanted you to say that.
They're both Abrahamic, so like obviously it comes from like the Old Testament. Like
No
the Old
shellfish.
Testament is the one that's like you can't eat shrimp, you can't eat pork, blah blah blah. Like you can't have
Lame.
mixed fabrics, that sort of shit.
Right.
So like I think they're both more or less the same. They might be different. I'm not an expert on like halal versus kosher food. Like
'Cause
I don't eat kosher. I
the
fucking
first-
love pork.
The first
I
time
love
had
me
a-
some gabagool. You know?
Yeah, come
Hey,
on.
Gabba. The first time I had a freaking
on,
beef rib was at a Muslim feast.
Oh really?
You know what I mean? For the Eid or something like that.
I want to
gotta
get to
find it.
know more Muslim people because I think they
Yeah.
have the best feasts. Like on Ramadan, I want to
best
hang
Yo,
out.
it's crazy, bro.
I want to hang out with some Muslims on Ramadan.
Yo,
you know?
watching those dudes, I was in class with some Muslim dudes during Ramadan, and they were going through it because we would all have our little break for lunch and stuff like that, and they can't eat when the sun's up
Yeah,
or
they
something
can't
like that.
eat during the day. They
I
have
think
to
it's
like
after,
just eat
they
after
can't eat before
sunset.
7 p.m.
I'm just not down with any of the food restrictions, bro. At
Yeah.
my heaviest, I was 330 pounds.
Yeah, that,
You can't get
Yeah.
that big without eating McRibs, bro.
Come on.
no, yeah.
Gotta
But I
seize
do
the moment.
appreciate Lent because that's when McDonald's comes out with the freaking double McFish.
Ooh, yeah.
It's the-
Oh, okay.
Give that's. Oh, yeah, that does make sense.
that's when the buy one get one free on the McFish comes on
Oh, fuck.
Lent on Fat Tuesday. Wednesday you could go and get you a double McFish, bro.
I don't know if I've ever had a McFish.
What? You aren't Jewish.
I've been scared. Well, freshman
well,
year,
he's not Jewish.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
the
no.
only one.
freshman year of college, I lived with someone who used to work in a McDonald's, and they said you should never order the McFish. I don't know why, but
I believe it. It's
Yeah.
it's mincemeat. But
Yeah,
fish.
I don't trust
Minced
McDonald's minced fish. I barely trust their McNuggets, but I still chow down
Yo,
on
yeah,
them.
you
McNuggets,
can't.
I'll go hard for.
I'll go
Yeah,
hard
me
on
too.
those.
Me too. I might have to stop.
Yeah, no,
I think I got
honestly.
a free one on my McDonald's rewards.
Hey, if you go to the McDonald's downtown here, they don't let you in. They have armed guards now because too many crackheads were.
Is
fucking...
my car okay out there?
Yeah.
I heard
You,
about
you would be the
Hilltop.
first guest to ask that.
Yeah.
Is my car okay?
Question is, I think.
Background,
Oh.
background for the audience. I live in a predominantly black neighborhood, and all of the black guests that we've had on are like, "Is my car okay
You
out
see
here?"
what I'm dropping out there? It's like
This is
I'm
a
trying to fight
black-owned
the-
motor vehicle, please.
I'm trying to fight the urge to check on it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be cool. You've been here
BMW
long enough.
X4, he hoop or he rap. Or he selling crack.
Oh my god, I'm trying to get an X4, man. Those things are tight.
Yeah. Let's talk about how do we bring Kanye back? How do we like rehabilitate his image?
Yo, he is going to have to spit half of the Ghislaine Maxwell list. As for, I'm speaking for the conspiracy
You
theorist
think
community.
you think he knows?
Whether he knows it as an actual list or these were the people that he was dapping up at those parties, he's gonna have to spit that. He's gonna have to say like who he sold his soul to, and the price that he paid and the price that he got.
Yeah.
As far as the black people are concerned, I don't think there is much redemption for Kanye after the White Lives Matter, marrying the
Yeah, that was kind of a
marrying the
nail in the
non-black
coffin.
lady.
Slavery was a choice.
Yeah,
It's wild
I'm
that
a-
he had to do that and
I
then
don't-
went on the anti.
I don't feel like he should have said that out loud, but I have a very unpopular opinion. I personally believe, if slavery came back today, you gotta kill me before I'm fucking poking myself
Right,
on them
right.
goddamn thorns. So, but I don't think there is any redemption for him as far as that's concerned, conspiracy theorists are like, we all feel like, all right, bro, you had us on the hook when you said my mom was sacrificed and people in Hollywood just coming up missing and shit. I'm speaking from that point of view, but a lot of the black folks that I know are completely done with this dude. Yeah. Except for the ones who feel like there's a global conspiracy perpetuated by like insert people here.
Easy reparations, would that be?
Yo, you know they won't even take them shits at Goodwill.
Really?
You are not allowed to save them. You have to throw them right in the trash.
Damn.
That's how bad it got for him.
Damn. I have a little bit of hope. I think he can still use the like insanity defense.
Well, he's going
I think if he like gets on some medication again and like, you know, I don't know, goes to therapy, some shit, like, because clearly he's got like very severe mental illness at this point. So I think if he just went on medication and like leveled out a little bit and was like, you know, I apologize for my actions, blah blah blah, like I was on some other shit, I think there could be some rehabilitation for him eventually, but I don't think it's going to get to the point where he could be president. I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, time out. You brought up his presidential candidacy like a couple of times. Are you taking that seriously?
Yeah.
He seems to be taking it seriously.
Like he's going to vote for Kanye.
I don't want to make the mistake of not taking it seriously. Like I didn't take the Trump candidacy seriously. It was like,
well, that's what I said. Like you can never count anybody out entirely.
But Trump was a part of international businesses and things like that. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't just a normal celebrity ever. He was always in the company of, you know, politicians and heads of state and things like that, because he was operating in billions, like $1 billion projects. But he wasn't just any old body.
Yeah, he was involved.
I haven't
in
been
shit.
taking this very seriously. Like, man, boy, shut up.
Whatever.
You know, that's the scary shit. I guess.
I think Trump taught us that you have to take things seriously.
Well,
like,
I mean, but
something could happen.
It took a global recession for Obama to become president. He's only half black. You get Kanye, like, I mean, the guy's name is like Ye. Like, what the fuck?
Right. That was the nickname for cocaine.
I mean, people, the Nazis who like him now still call him Ye because they don't know what the fuck he is. They're like, oh, it's just another thug making music, and now they love him.
Yeah.
He reminds me of that kid in school that when he wasn't on Ritalin, it was like hard to deal with, but he's super smart. Yeah. And he's coming up with crazy ways to solve these calculus problems. Yeah. And on Ritalin, that's when you would call him retarded. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, like, I hope that these days there's some kind of medicinal protocol that would get him balanced out. I don't want to put crazy on him. I hope that this is all some elaborate thing that he's doing, you know what I mean? But the more he says shit, every time he opens his mouth, it's like,
the more it sounds like it's not planned.
Are we willing to call this dude crazy yet? You know what I mean?
I think
crazy is
dismissive. He's
dismissive.
crossed that barrier.
Yeah, crazy is dismissive. You know what I mean? But when you start saying out loud, believe what you want. There are people who believe that Hitler actually liked black people. Believe what you want, but once you got 1 million fucking followers, you better watch what the hell you say. You know what I mean? Like you guys are planning for your 100,000 guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being careful about what you say now. And somebody like Kanye West, who was a billionaire,
he lost it,
and then he's going against the people who tried to defend him, because Louis Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan, tried to say, you know, we got his back and shit. He was like, I look at that as a slight, Farrakhan. You're going to have to come talk to me.
Yeah,
and
he's
it was
burning
like,
bridges all over. Like,
if I may on the A.S.S podcast say, oh, this nigga is losing it.
You sound like
that's ass certified.
This nigga losing this.
Yeah.
And I got some friends that we talk about him in DMs from time to time, and it's like, yo, I want to like this dude. You know, the conspiracy theorist in me wants to say, you know, like I've said it before. You know?
Like we said, because of what he did in the past. Like, he's a great artist. Like, he did some great things. He was bold enough to say, like, George Bush doesn't care about black people on live television, which was, like, a good move. Like, that was, like, a very bold move. Like, nobody else was willing to say shit like that.
Not Shrek or whoever next standing.
Called out the bullshit in the freaking, like, in those awards and stuff, you know, because it's never who made the best thing.
No. Yeah, it's always just politics. Yeah.
Fucking Jack Harlow's up for the best rap album of the year.
Like, which is bullshit.
You know, yeah.
But yeah, I think we can end on that. Like, there may or may not be redemption for Kanye.
Yeah, just drop another Twisted
We'll see
Fantasy.
how things go. Yeah, just drop another graduation and all will be forgiven.
Kanye West is going to fuck around and just be a YouTuber. He's gonna just be not even YouTube. He's gonna have to take his shit to Rumble.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
Cozy TV.
join whatever fucking streaming platform Nick Fuentes is on, and
I believe it's
co-host with him.
Cozy.
That's
Yeah,
what it's called.
Cozy.
Yo, this has been fun, man.
Yeah,
I
thanks
appreciate
for
y'all
coming on.
having me.
Yeah.
I wish I had a little more to, because some of you guys is y'all are in it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
Well,
very
like,
internet
We're just,
literate.
Free Palestine. It's like, what's going on with Palestine? It's like, you don't know? It's like, of course I know, but I didn't know.
They
that
have
it was
rocks. They need to defend themselves with missiles.
Yeah,
Free Ukraine. What happened? What happened?
Oh shit, I don't know.
but
Yo, man, that's how I feel about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, who actually knows?
for those of y'all listening, we are now on Apple Podcasts, iTunes. So check us out there if that's where you get your
Shout out
podcasts.
Tim Apple.
Also available on Spotify, pretty much every platform you get podcasts on. Check us out on YouTube at American Super Squad 365 on YouTube. Check us out at American Super Squad on Instagram. All our shit. Like, follow, subscribe. Consider supporting us on Patreon. We got a Patreon page. If you feel like giving us money for
Give
the
us
shit that
all
we
your
put
money,
out.
all your failed crypto investments.
I didn't know white people beg too.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, come on.
We're not above that.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out DK Jeffers on Instagram.
Yeah, DK_Jeffers. Like, come request. It's private.
Yeah.
I'll add you to my freaking close friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I
He's
put
coming
all my
up in
shit.
the Pacific Northwest comedy circuit.
Hell yeah.
Keep an eye on him. He's doing great shit. And,
Appreciate it, man.
We'll see you either next week or the week after that with the dating advice episode.
Oh.
Keep your eyes on for that.
You're going to want to
Yeah.
hear
Back to the
our
trade
takes.
Yeah,
on
you're
that.
gonna want to
Yeah.
hear our takes on dating.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a good rest of your week and later.
Bye.
This is my job, man. This is how I put food on the table.
Real talk.
Sleep all goddamn day, every day. Play the same fucking games over and over and over again every day. My day is shit. It's gonna be shit tomorrow. It's just gonna be shit after that. Just gonna be shit after that. My day is shit. It's gonna be shit tomorrow. It's just gonna be shit after that. Just gonna be shit after that. I'm a fat dude. I'm going to cheat. I'm a fat dude. Throwing controllers to a beat. I'm a fat dude. I'm going to cheat. I'm a fat dude.
I'm a fat dude.